When we retire, we often start thinking more carefully about how we spend our money. But the happiest retirees I've met did not just cut back on spending. They became more intentional about what they spend on, and even more importantly, what they stopped spending on altogether, especially when it comes to food and health. In today's video, we are going to explore 7 specific food and health-related products that wise, happy retirees have chosen to let go of, not because they gave up, but because they learned what truly nourishes the body, the mind, and the spirit, and what just drains the wallet. These are not just budget tips. They are choices rooted in self-respect, awareness, and the freedom to live well, without being fooled by trends or pressured by fear. So if you have ever looked at your grocery bill or your medicine cabinet and thought, "Do I really need all this?" This video is for you. Let us walk through these 7 things together and discover what happier, healthier retirement living can really look like. 1. Overpriced health supplements. That promise too much? Many retirees, maybe even you, have spent years, sometimes decades, buying bottles of pills, powders, and capsules that promised better energy, better memory, stronger joints, glowing skin, or even a longer life. The labels always look convincing. The words are often scientific, and the promises, almost magical, supports brain health, boosts metabolism, fights aging. But over time, something starts to feel off. The bathroom cabinet fills up, the kitchen drawer overflows, and the results? They are often disappointing, or worse, non-existent. The happiest retirees I have spoken with say the same thing. They reached a point where they asked themselves a simple but powerful question. Is this helping me, or is it just giving me hope? And when they answered honestly, they realized they were spending hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars each year on supplements that were doing very little, other than giving them a temporary sense of control. Here is the hard truth. Most of these products are not regulated by the Food and Drug Administration. That means they can say a lot on the label without actually proving it works. And the sad part is, the people most vulnerable to these promises are the ones who care the most about their health. People like you who want to stay active, sharp, and independent. Now, does this mean all supplements are bad? Not at all. Some are truly helpful, especially when recommended by a trusted doctor. Things like vitamin D, calcium, or B12 in certain cases. But buying 10 bottles a month from a TV ad or a flashy website, that is not wisdom. That is fear-based spending. What happy retirees have chosen to do instead is much simpler and much more powerful. They focus on real food. They go for regular health checkups. They move their bodies. They stay socially connected. And they learn to trust their body's signals again, instead of drowning those signals in pills. There is a quiet kind of freedom that comes when you stop chasing miracle cures and start living with steady, grounded care. You save money, you save space, and most of all, you save energy, emotional energy that used to be spent wondering, is this finally the product that will make me feel young again? Spoiler alert. There is no product that does that, but there is a life that does. And it starts when we stop letting the supplement industry sell us back our own fear. 2. Healthy snacks that are not so healthy. We have all been there. You walk into the grocery store and see a bright, shiny package that says things like low-fat, keto-friendly, gluten-free, or zero guilt. It is a granola bar, or maybe a protein cookie, or a high-fiber chip. It looks healthy, it sounds healthy, and it feels like a smart choice. After all, we have been told for years to avoid sugar, lower our fat, increase our protein, and keep snacks clean. But here's the truth that more and more happy retirees are discovering. Just because something is marketed as healthy does not mean it is actually good for you. In fact, many of these so-called healthy snacks are loaded with added sugars, chemical preservatives, artificial sweeteners, and processed ingredients that your body does not recognize and does not need. Take a look at the label on some of these bars and bags. You might be shocked to see 20 or more ingredients, half of which you cannot even pronounce. The sad irony is that many people pick up these snacks thinking they are making a better choice, when in reality, they are just choosing a different kind of junk food, dressed up in a nicer outfit. The happiest retirees I know say they feel better, think more clearly, and even sleep more soundly when they stop filling their pantries with these fake health foods. And here is the beautiful part. They did not stop snacking. They just changed what they snack on. Instead of packaged diet snacks, they keep it simple. A small handful of almonds, a piece of dark chocolate, a slice of apple with peanut butter, Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of cinnamon. These are snacks that your grandmother would recognize. Snacks that come from real ingredients. Snacks that do not trick your body with fake sweetness or artificial crunch. And here is something else worth saying. The act of slowing down to prepare a real snack, slicing a banana, making a cup of tea, or warming up some soup, can be just as nourishing as the food itself. It becomes a small ritual, a way to check in with yourself, to breathe, and to honor your body's needs with care instead of convenience. Many retirees shared that once they stepped away from the constant cycle of grab and go, they began to feel more present. They stopped eating out of boredom or stress and started listening to their hunger, real hunger, not emotional noise. So next time you see that bright label in the store telling you it is guilt-free, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this snack trying to help me or sell me something? Because the happiest people in retirement are not the ones chasing the next trendy health food. They are the ones enjoying the simple, real, satisfying foods that fuel both body and peace of mind. 3. Meal subscription boxes with a price tag. Meal delivery services became incredibly popular over the past few years. Companies send boxes of pre-measured ingredients to your doorstep, along with colorful recipe cards and instructions that claim to make dinner fast, easy, and fun. At first glance, it seems like a great idea, especially for retirees. No need to go to the grocery store, no food waste, and maybe even a chance to try something new. But after a few months, many retirees begin to notice something else: the price. These subscription services are not cheap. When you break it down, you are often paying more than $12 per portion. And that does not include tips, taxes, or the hidden cost of depending on a company for something as personal and meaningful as food. At first, it feels like convenience, but over time, it starts to feel like disconnection from your kitchen, from your habits, and even from your own taste. Happy retirees who have walked away from meal kits tell a similar story. At some point, they realized they were spending more money on food that did not satisfy them than they ever did when they cooked for themselves. They missed the feeling of choosing their own vegetables at the market. They missed their favorite knife, their quiet cooking time, the smell of onions sizzling in olive oil. They missed being part of the process, not just the final meal. More importantly, they realized something deeper. Preparing food, even in a small, simple way, is an act of care. It is a way of staying connected to your health, your history, and your home. When you cook your own meals, you know what goes in. You control the salt, the sugar, the oil. You adjust recipes to your taste. You use what is in season, and often, you cook enough to share or save for later. Instead of depending on expensive boxes, happy retirees often return to old favorites. They cook a pot of soup that lasts 3 days. They roast vegetables on Sunday. They freeze homemade meals for later. And they enjoy the rhythm of shopping, chopping, seasoning, tasting, and serving, not as a chore, but as a gentle way of nourishing life. Now, let us be clear. There is nothing wrong with getting help from time to time. And for some people, meal kits may be useful during recovery or transition. But as a regular lifestyle, many realize they are paying more money for less freedom. The meals are portioned for you. The choices are limited. And the joy of food, which is not just taste, but experience, is often lost. So if you have ever felt like your kitchen is no longer your friend, maybe it is time to reconnect, not by spending more, but by spending smarter. Pick one recipe you used to love. Go shopping with a friend. Chop slowly. Listen to music. Invite someone over. And notice how different it feels to prepare a meal you chose from start to finish, or with care. Because the happiest retirees are not just saving money when they cancel meal subscriptions. They are rediscovering something far more valuable: the quiet, steady pleasure of feeding themselves, on their terms, in their own kitchen. Or trendy superfoods with super prices. There is always a new food trend being promoted in magazines, wellness blogs, or social media. One year, it is chia seeds. Then it is acai berries. After that, matcha green tea, spirulina powder, turmeric lattes, collagen peptides, or imported mushrooms that cost more than a good dinner. These are called superfoods, and they are often sold as magical solutions to complex health problems. Boost your brain, heal your gut, fight inflammation, live longer. But here is what many happy retirees have learned. Superfoods are often just super expensive. And while some of them may offer small benefits, they are not miracle workers. Worse, they can slowly drain your budget while giving you the false comfort that you are doing something great for your body. Let us take an example. A bag of goji berries might cost $20. A small jar of matcha powder, $35 or more. Collagen drinks, sometimes over $50 for a 2-week supply. These prices add up quickly, especially when they become part of your daily routine. The supplement and superfood industry is built on hope, urgency, and fear, and retirees, especially those concerned with aging and memory and mobility, are often the biggest target. What happy retirees have done instead is shift their attention from rare imported powders and exotic fruits to the foods they grew up with. Foods that are easy to find, easy to prepare, and kind to both the body and the wallet. Things like sweet potatoes, dark leafy greens, oats, beans, berries in season, garlic, and olive oil. These are real superfoods, and they are backed by generations of tradition, not just advertising. Even more powerful is the mindset change. When you stop chasing the latest health trend, you begin to trust your body again. You slow down. You cook more. You ask yourself what feels nourishing, not just what is popular. Happy retirees often say they feel more grounded when their food is simple. They are no longer chasing promises from a bottle or a pouch. They are living with intention, not reacting to every new article or ad. And let us not forget, many of the healthiest people in the world, from the Mediterranean to rural Japan, do not eat packaged powders or trendy seeds. They eat local. They eat fresh. They eat with others. They enjoy food instead of trying to hack it. So the next time you see a product that says it will change your health forever, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this food or is this marketing? Because the truth is, your body does not need a miracle. It needs consistency. It needs love. It needs food that is alive, colorful, and full of history, not hype. The happiest retirees I know have stopped paying for superfoods because they realized something important. Their health is not for sale. Their peace is not in a powder, and their joy comes not from what is new, but from what has always been good and simple and enough. 5. Fancy health. Drinks that are just sugar in disguise. Many people believe they are doing something good for their health when they drink something labeled with the words vitamin, energy, detox, or probiotic. These drinks come in pretty bottles with bright colors and feel-good phrases like clean hydration, supports immunity, or gut-friendly. But what many happy retirees have realized is this: Just because a drink sounds healthy does not mean it is good for you. Let us take a closer look. Vitamin water, for example, often contains added sugars or artificial sweeteners to make it taste better. Even the ones that say zero sugar usually have chemical replacements that your body still has to process. Kombucha, which is advertised as a fermented probiotic drink, can contain as much sugar as a small soda. And if it is not properly stored, it can lose the benefits that made it appealing in the first place. The problem is not just what is in these drinks. It is the way they make you feel like you are doing something healthy, when in reality, you might be consuming unnecessary sugar, acids, caffeine, or processed additives that do not serve your body. They play into a mindset of chasing health hacks instead of trusting simple, time-tested choices. Many happy retirees say they used to buy these drinks weekly, sometimes daily. They kept a few in the fridge, drank them between meals, and believed they were helping their digestion or boosting their energy. But over time, they noticed no real difference in how they felt, except maybe more bloated, jittery, or dependent on these products. So, what did they do instead? They went back to basics. They started drinking more water, plain, filtered, or with a slice of lemon or cucumber. They enjoyed herbal teas throughout the day, chamomile in the evening, mint after lunch, or ginger when their stomach felt off. They made smoothies at home with simple ingredients: bananas, berries, spinach, and water. Nothing fancy, but full of real nutrition. Some even began to practice what you might call intentional hydration. That means choosing your drinks with care and attention, asking, is this truly serving my body, or am I just buying into the label? When they made this shift, they noticed more than just better digestion or fewer headaches. They noticed more peace, less clutter, less decision fatigue from standing in front of the refrigerated aisle wondering which bottle was the healthiest. And here is a powerful insight. Our bodies were designed to thrive on simplicity. Water is not boring. It is essential. Tea is not plain. It is calming, grounding, and part of many healing traditions across the world. The happiest retirees stopped paying for health drinks not because they stopped caring, but because they started caring better. They stopped chasing flashy benefits and started honoring the quiet ones: clear skin, calm minds, balanced energy, not from a trendy drink, but from deep, steady nourishment. 6. Over-the-top organic or gourmet grocery items. For years, we have been told that organic means better, healthier, cleaner, safer. And in many ways, this is true. Choosing food that is grown without harmful pesticides or chemical fertilizers can be good for both your body and the planet. But what happy retirees have come to understand is that not all organic food is worth the price, and not every gourmet item is necessary. You might walk into a high-end grocery store and see beautiful displays: organic blueberries for $12 a box, artisan pasta made in Italy for $10 a bag, olive oil with gold flakes inside, or Himalayan pink salt from a special mine. It is tempting. It looks elegant. It feels luxurious. And if you are trying to eat better, it feels justified. But let us pause. The happiest retirees often tell me that they used to spend far more than they needed at these kinds of stores. Not because they were eating more, but because they were chasing the idea of perfect food. They believed that if they could just eat the best quality, the cleanest version, they would stay healthier longer. What they discovered, though, is that intention matters more than image. A home-cooked soup made with regular carrots and cabbage from the local market is far more nourishing than an imported snack with a $10 label. A simple salad with local greens and lemon juice is better than a trendy grain bowl with ingredients you cannot pronounce. Organic does not have to mean overpriced. Many farmers' markets offer seasonal, pesticide-free produce for reasonable prices. Some local stores carry generic brands with clean ingredients. And sometimes, washing conventional produce properly is enough, especially when it helps you eat more vegetables in general. And what about gourmet items? You do not need truffle oil or aged balsamic vinegar to make a delicious meal. What makes food feel special is not the cost. It is the care you put into it. A bowl of soup made with love and memory will always beat a $12 frozen entree from a specialty aisle. Many happy retirees also said this shift helped them emotionally. They stopped comparing their meals to what they saw online or in cooking shows. They let go of the pressure to keep up with the newest health trend. And in that space, they reconnected with a quieter kind of wisdom. Eat simply, season well, enjoy slowly. Let me be clear, there is nothing wrong with treating yourself now and then. If you love a certain organic product or gourmet ingredient and it brings you joy, keep it. But when the shopping list becomes a source of stress or the grocery bill starts to feel out of balance with your values, that is a good time to reflect. The happiest retirees know this. Food should not make you feel anxious. It should not make you feel judged. And it definitely should not leave your wallet lighter and your kitchen lonelier. Food should make you feel connected to your health, your history, and the people you share it with. 7. Diet shakes, cleanses, and guilt marketing. At some point in life, many of us have looked in the mirror and thought, maybe I need to lose a few pounds. And with that thought, we were immediately greeted by a wave of products. Diet shakes, detox teas, cleanse kits, and slim-down smoothies that promise quick results and big changes. The labels say things like, flatten your belly, jumpstart your metabolism, or reset your body. It sounds appealing. It feels like taking control, and it often comes wrapped in soft colors, smiling models, and words like wellness and self-care. But here is what happy, peaceful retirees have come to realize. Those products are not really about health. They are about guilt. They sell you the feeling that you are not enough, that you are not thin enough, not youthful enough, not disciplined enough, and that maybe if you just drank this shake or followed this plan, you would finally be acceptable. That is a heavy message to carry. And the truth is, many of these products are not just emotionally damaging, they are also nutritionally empty. A shake might be low in calories, but also low in satisfaction. A cleanse might make you feel lighter for a few days, but it rarely creates long-term health. And the cycle? It never ends, because these products are not designed to heal you. They are designed to keep you coming back. The happiest retirees said that at some point, they decided to step off that treadmill. They stopped counting calories and started counting moments. They stopped chasing thinness and started chasing joy. They stopped asking, how do I look? And began asking, how do I feel? And here is what they discovered. True health is not about shrinking yourself. It is about supporting yourself. It is not about denying your body. It is about listening to it, eating when you are hungry, stopping when you are full, moving because it feels good, resting without guilt, and letting food be something that brings pleasure, not punishment. Some found peace in gentle routines, like starting the day with a nourishing breakfast, walking after dinner, or eating more slowly. Others gave themselves permission to enjoy dessert again, not every night, but when it matters, not out of habit, but out of celebration. And perhaps most importantly, they redefined what health looks like. Not a number on a scale, not a flat stomach, but energy, clarity, balance, and a body that still says yes to life. That body might have wrinkles. It might move slower. It might look different than it did at 30, but it carries wisdom, and it deserves respect. So if you have ever bought a product that made you feel ashamed first and hopeful second, know this: it is not your fault. The industry is built on insecurity. But you can choose to step out of that loop. You can choose food that nourishes, movement that uplifts, and habits that support the long, beautiful life you are already living. Happy retirees stopped paying for diet products because they no longer let guilt run the show. They chose compassion instead. And in doing so, they found a different kind of health, the kind that actually lasts.